In the 80s, I was in my 20s, and I was pretty sure I was never having children. So much so that my mother, when my sister came out about that same time, said, "I'm never gonna have grandchildren." Despite the fact that my brother was married, and, lesbians can have children, but that was her thought. So I'm gonna fast forward 10 years, and I've got 2 marriages and 2 divorces behind me, and I decide I'm really sure I'm not going to either get married anymore and certainly not going to have children because now I'm 35-ish, and I decide boy toy. That's what I want. It's an easy thing, right? Find a boy toy. So I put an ad in The Stranger, and I don't know if you remember back then, but ads in The Stranger required you to call a number and punch in another number, and you leave a message, and then the person who places the ad listens to the message and decides whether they're going to call this person back or not. So I did. Great boy toy. Fast forward a year, and we're moving in together, because that's what you do with a boy toy, right? Got that wrong. So just as we're moving in together, we have decided that we're going to have natural contraception. And you know what happens when you have natural contraception? You get pregnant naturally. So he's moving in, and I'm suddenly pregnant. So when you're pregnant and you're going to have your child at 36, you are considered advanced maternal age. And you get lots of tests, lots of ultrasounds, lots of poking and prodding. And so that's what happened to me. So we have our son, and about a year and a half later, we get married. And once again, we're going to have some of that natural contraception. And you can guess what happened. We naturally got pregnant. But now I'm going to be 38 when I have this child, and you're no longer advanced maternal age. You are just old. And so you don't get all the ultrasounds, and you don't get all the tests, and you just have your OB just listens to your belly and is like, okay. But I got big fast. Really big, really fast. And so everybody at work is teasing me. Oh, you're going to have twins, you're going to have triplets, you're going to have quadruplets. And I'm like, shut up. I looked at my family history, 300 years worth of history, no twins, none. This is not happening to me. I just have big babies. My first son was 9.5 pounds, and I gained a ton of weight. So it's my ultrasound is at 18 weeks, and it falls right around the holidays. And so my sister and her wife, and yes, their baby, were there along with my mother-in-law, and my parents were down from Mount Vernon. So I invited my mom to go to the ultrasound with us, because my husband went with me. So anybody who has had an ultrasound knows that they make you drink a lot of water and hold it for a long period of time. So I am doing one of these things into the ultrasound. I'm dying. So I get on the table, and they're getting me all ready, and they've got the goop and all of that. And they're doing this whole, okay, here's your kidneys, and here's your ovaries, and here's the baby's head, and here's the other baby's head. And I'm like, what? And I look over at my husband, and he is ashen. And my mom jumps off the table. I always knew I was going to have 7 grandchildren. To which I looked at her and I said, it is your fault. And I burst into tears. So I asked if I can now go to the bathroom, please. So I go into the bathroom, and I remember looking in the mirror going, what the fuck? I don't want twins. But it's what I got, right? So I go back, and we do the whole, checking the rest of everything that you check with an ultrasound, and they give us a picture. And the picture says twin A and twin B on it. So I take that home, and I don't say a word to anybody in the house. I just hand them the picture. My husband, of course, goes and has a beer. And I'm sitting here thinking, yeah, you can go have a beer. I'm stuck. So they're looking at the picture, and they're looking at what are we looking at here? Because ultrasounds are really clear, right? You can tell what you're looking at. And somebody says, and I'm not sure who it was either my sister or it was my mother-in-law, says, what's this twin A, twin B thing? I said, that would be me having twins. So they were all very, very excited about it, much more excited than I was about it. And of course, I'm nervous as all get out about twins, and so I decide I am going to read everything about twins you can possibly read. If you ever get twins, don't do that, because it's scary. So many things can go wrong with twin pregnancies. So we're in the doctor's office after this ultrasound, and I've done all this reading, and I'm thinking, I was a very small baby. I was less than 5.5 pounds when I was born. I'll be happy to have 5-pound twins, because that means, you know, they're pretty healthy, they'll be good. So I say this to my OB, and she just looks at me and goes, what? I said, yeah, 5-pound twins. I think I'll be happy if I have 5-pound twins. She goes, you don't have 5-pound twins. How big was your firstborn? I said, he was 9.5. She said, you're not having 5-pound twins, you're having 8-pound twins. I'm like, where am I going to put them? So I did. I had almost an 8-pound twin, and I had another one that was 6 pounds, 9 ounces. So yes, they were quite large. And at this stage of the game, we have not yet told them who was born first. The story that we tell is that when the doctor opened me up, he pulled them both out at the same time. So they're born at exactly the same age. And despite the fact that I now have 3 teenagers in the house, I wouldn't give any of them up. Thank you.